Hi, welcome to Healing Powers TV. I'm the host, Laura Powers, and I wanted to welcome Susan Kimball. She is a holistic health counselor, among other things. So thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
I'd love it if you just open up with talking a little bit about what you do.
Well, as a holistic health counselor, it really is like a combination of nutrition and life coaching. So I help people with nutrition and not just what to eat, but really what works well for their body. So I have a program, but it's very unique to each person. Some people might want to work on weight loss, whereas other people might want to work on the fact that they have high cholesterol and their mom has heart disease, for example. So the nutrition is a huge side of it. The other side is really being healthy and well in every area of life. So we look at spirituality, career, and exercise and relationship. Because if you're healthy and well in all of those areas of life, you don't need to turn to food for comfort. Mm-hmm. You get comfort from just having an incredibly awesome life. And I'll give you an example. I had one client that really wanted to help in the community and became an advocate for children in the court system. Mm-hmm. And so that was more on the spiritual side and really brought him such great, feeling that he didn't, he was able to eat better. All that kind of good thing.
That's really interesting. I like the holistic approach, looking at spirituality, food, lifestyle, because I think they're all integrated in terms of how you feel in your life, and you can't really separate them. I'm particularly interested in nutrition and how you work with people with their diet to help them have a better life.
Yeah, what we'll start with is really introducing good foods into their diet. So it's not about, oh, these foods are bad and you should never eat them again. Mm-hmm. As you introduce good foods into the diet, you naturally push out the not so good stuff. You feel, when you eat in a very balanced way, you feel so good that you don't want to eat the junk anymore. And so it's getting to that place of really eating in a very natural, balanced, whole foods kind of place. So we introduce slowly. These are the kinds of foods to put in your diet, and we talk about what are the things to look at, to take out. I don't tell people what to do. We do the goals together. So I had a client that said, whatever you do, don't touch my Diet Coke. And so I said, okay, that's fine. We won't touch the Diet Coke. But after about the fourth session, I said, well, what do you think would be a good goal? And she said, well, I should probably look at giving up the Diet Coke. And so she gave it up. And at the end of 6 months, she said, I forgot I even used to drink Diet Coke. Because it's really about, when I work with people, it's about changing their relationship with food and creating a lifestyle change so that at the end of 6 months, they don't even remember they used to drink Diet Coke. They now, this is the way they eat. A habit can take about a month, but a lifestyle change takes about 6 months to really wake up in the morning, and this is simply what I do and who I am. I work out, I eat well, that's who I am. And that's a true lifestyle change, not just a habit that can, if you've only done something for a month, something can throw it off. If you exercise for a month, that becomes a habit, but if something throws it off, then you may not go back to it. But if it's a lifestyle change, you go back to it. So that's really what we're working with.
I think that's great that it's client-driven, that it's not a prescriptive approach. How do you work with a client to get them, from that I cannot give up Diet Coke to gradually thinking of that on their own as a good option?
Again, by eating balanced and introducing things slowly, it's really making small steps to really a big life, basically. And so what a lot of people think they have to do is change their diet completely right away, right now. Mm-hmm. And that's scary, and it might only work for a small period of time. and then they go back to the way they were eating before. By doing smaller steps, it doesn't feel like such a big undertaking.
Right.
They can do these small things each time. And then they just realize they feel so much better eating well. They have so much more energy eating well that they realize, and I work with them in listening to their body, really listening to their body and loving their body. And when they do that, their body tells them, you know what, this Diet Coke isn't so good for you. I don't feel so good after drinking it. And it's what all of my clients say is I bring so much more, help them with awareness. So they have so much more awareness around what to eat and how they feel, what works for them, listening to their body. So when they listen to their body and it says, you know what, this Diet Coke isn't working for you, then they're the ones that say, I need to give that up because I'm feeling so good, except at these times I drink Diet Coke. I want to continue to feel good and really make my life work well. And so getting the Diet Coke out is what's going to help me. And they know that. And we all instinctively know this anyway. Yeah. So I'm really there. I'm not necessarily have all the knowledge in the world. I'm there as a guide to help them what they instinctively already know. And to also, accountability is a big part of it as well. You know, people might say, well, I eat pretty well and I kind of know what to do, but there's always more to learn. First of all, I still learn. I do a lot of research. But, you know, if they don't do it on their own, what they need is someone to be accountable to, right, so that they will actually do it. And we have goals that are reasonable, you know, again, the smaller steps, reasonable goals, so that they can actually, you know, achieve those as we work together.
So it sounds like a really collaborative process. Mm-hmm. How does the process work in the initial stages? So let's say someone is interested in working with you. How does it work in the beginning? What is the conversation like?
Well, I have my first consultation is free because I want people to get to know me and who I am and what I have to offer, and I want to get to know them. I've actually, you know, this might seem surprising, but I've told people, you know, we're not a fit, or you're not at a place where, you know, this will be successful. If they're not quite committed enough, if they're not really ready to make that lifestyle change, then it's not a great fit, because I only want to work with people who will be successful. That depends on me, but it really depends on them. And so if they're not in a place where they're truly committed to making this change, then we might not be a fit. So that first session is to find out, you know, how are we a fit for each other. So we have that, and there's a couple of programs. The one I've been talking about is more of the Change Your Life 6-month program. The other one is a cleanse, and that is more of a whole foods cleanse, where so you don't have to buy a product and do a shake or anything like that, and you're not starving. You're really eating good whole foods, and that's cleansing your body, mostly your liver and your colon. So that is a great jump start to weight loss. But you don't, if you don't want to lose weight, you can still do the cleanse, because it's really just great to get those toxins out of your body and get your liver functioning more efficiently. So what a lot of clients do, that they'll sign up for the cleanse first to get that jump start, and then they'll move to the 6-month program to lock in that lifestyle change.
That's great. What is one thing that's simple that anyone can do that you'd recommend in terms of a dietary change that would really benefit their health?
This is very simple, and we've heard it before. It's drinking more water. That's almost always one of the first goals that people have. And I recommend drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to drink 75 ounces of water a day. That's a lot of water, but that's really a minimum. We live in Colorado, which is dry, and if you exercise, you know, you really should drink even more. But that's really a minimum. And when we drink well, not only does it help flush those toxins out on a daily basis, but it helps our body be lubricated and function more efficiently. And you know, it helps fullness, and it just really helps us feel good. So that it's very simple, but that is by far the best thing to start with, is to drink more water, good filtered water.
Yeah, super easy to do. There should be no excuse for that, I guess.